Hello, this is Arnold. Welcome to my channel. So the title of our video today is Richest Person in History, which is Mansa Musa. So just a little bit background information. Mansa Musa was born in 1280 and he died in 1337. He was the 10th Sultan or conqueror or emperor or Musa of the Mali Empire, an Islamic West African state. He has been described as the wealthiest individual of the Middle Ages. At an estimated value of 400 billion US dollars, he's the richest person who ever lived. He's also known as Kanka, Kankou, Musa. So some of the richest persons that we know today are Jeff Bezos at 146.9 billion US dollars, Bill Gates at 106.5 billion US dollars. So how then did Mansa Musa get his wealth? Most of it came from the production and trade of salt and gold. At the time of his rulership, he held more than half of the world's gold supply at that time. So Mali was known for the wealth of its rulers. It was the largest empire in West Africa. It began to develop as an empire following the decline of the Ghana Empire, which also resulted in trade routes shifting southwards of the savannah. The conquest of Soso in 1235 gave the Mali Empire access to the trans-Saharan trade routes. So the event that made Mansa Musa thrust into the limelight was his pilgrimage to Mecca. He desired to worship at the most sacred shrine, the Kaaba in Mecca. Therefore, he took a trip to Mecca. He had prepared carefully for the long journey he and his attendants would take. He was determined to travel not only for his own religious fulfillment, but also for recruiting teachers and leaders so that his kingdom could learn more of the Prophet's teachings. He would spend much time fostering the growth of the religion within his empire. He made the pilgrimage between 1324 and 1325. His procession reportedly included 60,000 men, all wearing brocade and Persian silk, including 12,000 slaves, each carrying 1.8 kilograms of gold bars, and heralds dressed in silks, who bore gold staffs and organized his caravan. Therefore, at 12,000 men each carrying 1.8 kgs of gold bars, Mansa Musa had 21,600 kgs of gold bars with him. So based on today's value, that would be worth about 1.4 billion US dollars. So alongside gold bars, he also carried gold in other forms. So Musa provided all necessities for the procession, feeding the entire company of men and animals. So he also had 80 camels, which carried between 23 to 136 kg of gold dust. So that would come to approximately 355 million US dollars in gold dust, based on today's value. So Musa gave the gold to the poor he met along his route. He also traded gold for souvenirs. Because of his nature of giving, Musa's massive spending and generous donations created a massive 10-year gold recession. Musa realized the mistake he made on his way to Mecca, and on his return trip to Mali, he borrowed all of the gold he could carry from the moneylenders in Cairo and along the routes where he had given the gold out on his way to Mecca. So at the time when he made the trip to Cairo, Cairo was the leading gold market at the time Musa made the trip. So therefore, Musa was basically making a statement. In order to relocate these markets to Timbuktu or Gao, Musa would have to first affect Cairo's gold economy. On his return trip from Mecca, he brought with him many Arabian scholars and architects from both Cairo and Spain. He embarked on a large building program, raising mosques and madrasas in Timbuktu. So madrasas basically are learning institutions. So he really promoted education in Timbuktu, which was one of his kingdoms. where he ruled, and Gao. So most notably, he came up with the Sankore University and Djingueber Mosque, Djinguereber Mosque. So during this period, there was an advanced level of urban living in the major centers of Mali. At the height of its power, Mali had at least 400 cities, and the interior of the Niger was densely populated. So, based on the exposure and the efforts that Mansa made, Timbuktu soon became a center of trade, culture, and Islam. Islam was spread through its markets, which span across Africa. Sankore University was restaffed under Musa's reign with jurists, astronomers, and mathematicians. So the city of Timbuktu was founded in 1080, and within 300 years had become one of the era's most important trading points. Timbuktu was thrown into limelight by Mansa Musa, who, after his return from Mecca, began to revitalize cities in his kingdom. He built mosques, large public buildings in cities like Gao and Timbuktu. He urbanized the city of Timbuktu by building schools, a major university, and the legendary mosque, the Djingueber, which still stands up to today. So Timbuktu was quite an important trade point for Mansa Musa. It was a starting point for trans-Saharan camel caravans, which transported goods northwards. Its location near the Niger River bend, and so it was quite an important trade point due to the ease with which they could move the goods by the Niger River. So Timbuktu is best known for its famous mosque, that is the Djingueber Mosque, and the prestigious Sankore University. So the mosque is a famous learning center in Mali. Persons who designed it was paid 200 kgs of gold by Mansa Musa. And to build the mosque, Mansa Musa paid 60 kgs of gold. Therefore, the total gold spent on both the design and the construction was about 260 kgs of gold, which by today's value is about 17 million US dollars. So the mosque is made entirely of earth plus organic materials such as fiber, straw, and wood. It is one of the 4 madrasas composing the University of Timbuktu. One thing is that it still exists up to today. So Sankore University, also called Sankore Madrasa, it has its roots in Sankore Mosque, which was founded in 1989 AD by a supreme judge in Timbuktu. It prospered and became a very important seat of learning in the Muslim world, especially under the reign of Mansa Musa. Timbuktu had long been a destination or stop for merchants from the Middle East and North Africa. Ideas and merchants passed through the city. The mosque could see visitors constantly since most of the traders were Muslims. The temple accumulated a wealth of books from throughout the Muslim world, becoming not only a center of worship but a center of learning. Books became more valuable than any other commodity in the city, and private libraries sprouted up in homes of local scholars. Sankore University was capable of housing 25,000 students and had one of the largest libraries in the world, with between 400,000 to 700,000 manuscripts. It had the largest collection of books in Africa, since the Library of Alexandria. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Thank you for your time. See you in the next video.